Hello guys, and welcome to another in-depth review here on NNT Auto Reviews. My name is Tyler, as always behind the camera, giving you guys these in-depth walk-around videos on all these awesome brand new cars. Today is no exception to that awesome factor in the fact that it is the all-new 2018 BMW X2, and we do have this one in the M Sport trim level. Okay, so before we get started discussing all the features and whatnot, I wanted to go over the window sticker and specifics all of your options right over here. So we have our base price right up here of $38,400. We have the gold metallic, which is absolutely amazing on this car. On the website it might look kind of ugly, but in person it definitely is a huge looker and it'll get you lots of attention. You have the real leather seats, the driving assistance package, the premium package, which gives you heated seats, a heads-up display, remote services, and a navigation. We have obviously the M Sport package, which gives you all of these features: the sports transmission, the garage door opener, comfort access, panoramic moonroof, lumbar support, all that good stuff. And we also have some more features down here that comes with that package. All of your options right over here are included when we get down to our Apple CarPlay, which is $300. The rear spoiler, which is a $150 option. Then we also get down to here where it's our destination charge is $995. And the total sticker price of this particular car that we're looking at today is $49,795. If we take a look at up here in this box, we have all of our standard equipment. So obviously the 2-liter turbo, 8-speed automatic, all that good stuff. Right down here we have some maintenance information, some fuel economy information over here. Our parts content, so US and Canadian parts is right at 5%, and then Germany parts are at 45%. Engine and transmission are sourced from, engine is sourced from Germany, Japan is where the transmission is built, and the finally assembly point is in Germany. And then also over here we have our crash ratings, but since this car is all new, they haven't rated it just yet. So that pretty much does it for the window sticker. I'm not sure if you could see it since the back glass is very darkly tinted, but that's a good thing to keep the sunlight out and people from looking in on you. Alright, so wrapping around so that you guys can see this side profile of the all-new X2. Take a look at the color in the sunlight. That looks amazing. And speaking of the color, it is called Galvanic Gold Metallic, and it's one of 8 color choices available on the M Sport trim level. And all X2s are going to have a 105.1 inch wheelbase. And so wrapping around back, we can see that the rear of the car is equally as good looking as the front. And as far as our drivetrain options go, we can either choose between the xDrive rear wheel drive or the xDrive all wheel drive like we have here. Okay, so for this portion of the video we're going to go ahead and check out all of the exterior features on this all new X2. Trust me, there are a lot of them, but we're going to start out front with the headlamps. Now, nice big headlamps, and they are full LED units, so everything you see up here is LEDs, high, low beams, LED daytime running lights, turn signals, everything. That's all LED bulbs up here. Now, taking a look down here, we also do have some nice fog lamps that are separate from the actual headlight units. And we also have some pretty cool air intakes down here. Now, something that's been controversial for me since the X2 has come out is these gray accents that are found all the way around the car. You can see that they're gray all the way around instead of being just the regular black plastic. Now that I see the car in person, it actually looks really nice. So it definitely looks different on like seeing the car on a website or whatnot, but it definitely looks really good. So definitely give your BMW dealer a visit to come check these out if you have the same feelings that I did. Overall, pretty nice looking front end if you ask me. So taking a look up here, we have obviously the very nice paint color, that galvanic gold, which looks absolutely gorgeous. We have some creases towards the center and there on either side. And taking a look down here, we have these really nice 19-inch rims that are M Sport package specific. So you can only get these wheels if you order the M Sport package. As you can see, tires measure 225/45. We have ventilated disc brakes up front. And it looks like on the face of the wheel you have the machine finish, and then on the inside, like the pockets and whatnot, you have a nice dark gray accents there. You do have wheel locks and 5 lugs too. And it looks like those vents up front are somewhat functional. As you can see, it'll channel the air from the front through here around the tires. And so taking a look down the side, we have these really nice body colored mirrors. It's a combination of the body color and the shiny black there. And taking a look at the face of the mirrors, we can see the turn signals just a little bit better. You can also see all the pollen collecting on there, since it is pollen season, which is always a fun time for me. And we can see more of that gray accenting, which I guess will block all the road chips because they should be the same color as the gray paint there. But we do actually have smart key entry on both the front door handles. And as you saw earlier, we have the dark tinted glass. Obviously same wheels back here, and you also have ventilated disc brakes back here too, which is pretty awesome. Pretty neat styling element. You have the BMW badge on the side there. We also have our optional M Sport spoiler, which is actually pretty large. If you take a look at it from the top. If you also look at the top of the roof, you could see the shark fin antenna and the panoramic sunroof. And I'll back up to give you guys another perspective shot. And it's a lot smaller of a vehicle than I was thinking of. As you can see, here's the X1 and here's the X2. So it's just a little bit smaller than the X1. It's definitely got a lot nicer shape though to it. Back here again, full LED tail lamps, looking really good. As far as badging back here, we have the nice X2 badging, the BMW badge, which also double functions as the trunk release. Ooh, I will get to show you that in just a little bit. And we also have our powertrain badging, so the xDrive28i. We have nice chrome exhaust tips back here too, and more of the gray accents. And you could see our backup camera right above the license plate. That pretty much does it for the exterior. Let's go ahead and check out what's underneath the hood. So like most BMWs, make sure you pull the latch twice, since there are 2 latches. And after pulling the latch twice, there's really no release underneath the hood, so you just lift it right on up. Alrighty, so underneath the hood of the new X2, there is one single powertrain or engine option at the time of filming. It is plenty strong enough, I could tell you that. 0 to 60 ratings are in the mid 5 seconds. So that's a pretty quick SUV if you ask me. But as far as the engine itself, it is a 2-liter twin scroll turbocharged inline 4. And it does make 228 horsepower at 5,000 to 6,000 RPM and 258 pound-feet of torque in the range of 1450 and 4500 RPM. So pretty broad range of torque there. As you can see, our intake is up front and our exhaust runs out the back. Nice small engine cover. Nice wide engine bay, so it's not really that long, so you have a nice short hood. You can see the 2 hood latches up there. Looks like quite a job to do the belts, but that's quite alright. It's going to be under warranty for a while. We have our air box right over here. Bunch of fluids that we could check. And that pretty much does it. Alright, so before we get on to the interior, I wanted to show you guys how the smart key entry system works on the BMW X2 before we got inside. So as an example, I'm just going to show you how to lock and unlock the car. At the moment it is unlocked, as you see, but as long as you have the key fob near the car, you just press this little pattern there on the door handles. It'll beep once and lock all the doors. But if you want to get back in, all you need to do is just place your hand behind the handle like you normally would to open it up, and it'll unlock. Okay, so before we hop in, as far as color choices go for the inside, we have two different color choices for the leatherette seating surfaces. However, we do have the actual leather seating surfaces, and there are 5 different leather options. We have the black leather, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and start here on the door panel, going over all the materials, buttons and switches and whatnot. So up here we have nice soft touch materials all the way up here. Down here we have some leather with some stitching. Right where your arm's going to rest is going to be nice and soft. The only real hard to the touch place is down here where nobody's ever going to touch, but it's going to be easy to clean with that hard touch materials there. We also do have this nice piano black inlay there, which tends to get very dirty, as you can see. We have a nice metal door handle here, lock unlock. Now, coming standard is a 7-speaker audio system. We do have that one. However, you can upgrade to a larger Harman Kardon audio system. We have down here a bottle holder and some storage. Your window lockout is right here for the 2 back doors, and then we also have our normal window controls, and our normal mirror controls are routed right there too. But as far as the left of the dash goes, you have some nice painted portions over here. It even feels like a metal, which is pretty cool. Some piano black. You have most of your lighting controls are over here, so your fog lamps, your regular headlights, and your gauge dimmers right over there. You have a nice little pocket right there where you can you can store change for the toll booths or whatnot. We have a nice dead pedal over there, which is supposed to be stainless steel, but it's covered up with a protective plastic, so that's what's making it look blue. We have a hood release over there like you saw earlier, and then our 2 pedals, normal pedals over there. You can also make out over here a little better your heated steering wheel control, and you also have your release lever right there for your tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And taking a look at these seats, they are very nice, pretty comfortable too. And we have tons of ways to move the seat around, so you can go forward and aft, up and down. You can move the backrest back and forth. You have 2-way lumbar, or I'm sorry, 4-way lumbar, and then you also you can move your bolsters in and out 2 ways. Right over here, these portions will hug your body in more or less. And then you could also play around with the thigh extension. You can move that back and forth too. But really nice detailing to the seats. I really like the grain to the leather, and the perforations up towards the top gives it a really nice look with the stitching and a nice headrest and all that. But let's go ahead and hop in, start it up, and we can check out the rest of the interior. Alrighty, so I do have the key fob with me, and it's the new style key fob that BMW is using. Looks really good and modern as always, and the M Sport models always come with the M colors there on the side. But it's a really good looking key. As far as functionalities, you have the unlock. The lock is the BMW symbol, and then you also have your trunk release and your panic alarm. But all you really need to do to start this car is just make sure the key is on the inside of the car. Anywhere on the inside is fine. Put your foot on the brake and press the start-stop button right there. Alrighty, so we could start off the driver's cockpit portion of the interior with this steering wheel. Now again, specific to the M Sport, obviously as you can see right here is this steering wheel, which is very nice. If you get the standard version of the X2, you'll still get a very nice steering wheel. It's just going to be a little bit less sporty styled, I guess you could say. But this is a very nice wheel. You have amazing grip bolsters right over here, where you're going to be grabbing the wheel most of the time. Nice soft leather too, with some stitching on the inside of the wheel, right over here where my thumb is. But as far as functionalities, you have all of your cruise control over here. It is a normal cruise control, not the radar cruise control. You can also get that though as an option. This particular car does not have it though. If we take a look across the nice small airbag cover, we have some more controls over here for more media focused controlling there. Right here we have our audio volume. We also have our voice commands and then some Bluetooth controls. This scroll knob right here controls your mode for your audio and then kind of like your tuning. And also mounted to the steering wheel, so they're not on the column, mounted to the steering wheel, we have these nice metal paddle shifters. They feel really nice. They click into gear pretty cool too, and they look really good too, so I think it's a win-win with those paddle shifters. If we take a look behind the steering wheel, we have this stalk right over here, which controls our turn signals, our high beams, our automatic high beams, so we can turn that function on and off if you don't want the high beams going on and off when it's automatically available. And then you also have this BC control right here, which is for your information display right up there. We'll get into that just a little bit later. And taking a look over here, we have both our front and rear wiper controls, which is pretty awesome. And taking a look up here, we have some really nice looking gauges. They seem to be a digital gauge, but I'm not quite sure if they are. They just look like it. But using these controls over here on this stock, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the bottom of the screen, and it's going to give us more information. So this is our basic screen. Shows you the exterior temperature, the speed limit on the given road that you're on, and a time down below. Pressing that will give you a fuel range, your average miles per gallon, some trip settings, digital speedometer, your date, all kinds of good stuff. And then obviously taking a look up here, we have your speedometer, your tachometer, we have your real-time miles per gallon rating over here, and then also your gas gauge is right over there. Pretty nice upper dash. It's all soft to the touch materials up there. And then taking a look down here, we have our touchscreen iDrive interface right here. So this is pretty much our home screen. It'll display 3 menus at a time, and you can select whatever menu you would like there. So let's go ahead and check out the audio screen first. It'll display all of your presets right over here. You have a whole bunch of presets that you could set. So take a look at that. You can fill up all that whole list with all of your favorite presets. We do have a shortcut right up here to get back to home. So you just press that. Communication, so this has to do with all your phone and whatnot. All your contacts will sync over. Once you sync your smartphone over via the Bluetooth. Now again, don't forget this particular car does have the Apple CarPlay too. So you can also connect that with the USB as well. We have all of these different settings just in this menu right here. Going back to home, we have our navigation. Nice map, really clear. We can set how far zoomed in we want to be. We also have, we can input our destination right over there. We have timers, all that good stuff, traffic information, points of interest, all that good stuff, and then just a compass and some more settings there. If we go over to the next menu, we have our connected drive, which is a bunch of productive apps that you can use. BMW Assist, messages, weather and news. We have the Wi-Fi search, just basic information. We have vehicle settings. You can customize all kinds of cool stuff right there. iDrive settings. Driver profiles, vehicle status. So interestingly enough, this is actually where you can measure your oil. So your oil level, you actually measure within the car. There is no actual dipstick, which is debatably interesting, let's just say that. We have information from the trip and whatnot too. But you basically get the outline of this screen. It's very easy to get used to, and it's mounted this way instead of the more traditional that way sort of screen. And you can also control the screen with the more traditional knob right down here with all the shortcuts all around it. So as you can see, you can twist the knob, you can put it up, down, and you can press it down to select, in case you weren't familiar. Tilting it this way is going back a menu. Then you can also tilt it the other way to go through your different menus there. But taking a look down here, we have a couple of cup holders. That storage console also does have a lid. So does this one up here. You have a 12-volt power outlet right up there, and a little bit more storage. Looks like you can put pens and whatnot. And also up here we have the gear selector for the 8-speed automatic transmission. So it's not electronic or anything, just a good old mechanical shift knob. As you can see, it has a pattern up top, so we're in park at the moment. There's an unlock lever at the back. I'm not quite sure if you could see it, but we could put it right on down into reverse. And reverse brings up our backup camera with guidance lines. And as you turn the steering wheel, you can obviously set different settings on the screen there. Changing the contrast, which is pretty interesting. You could turn on and off your guidance lines. We have neutral, then drive, and obviously a manual mode, which is pretty awesome. Then you can start going between all of your 8 gears, either down here or up here with your shift paddles. And the gears will show up right over here, as you can see. But taking a look down here, we have some arrays of buttons. We have a traction control off button. Down here we can select between our different modes. So we have our more normal mode, and we're in right now. We can change between sport mode, comfort, and eco, which down here it'll show you a power indication to see if you're driving the most economically that you can. And right down here we also have a hill mode. So hill descent, which is pretty cool. We have a electronic parking brake, which is active at the moment. As you can see, the red light is illuminated. That means it's on. But if you want to take it off, just press the button down. You'll feel it in the brake pedal. If you want to engage it, just put your foot on the brake and lift up. Again, you'll feel it in the brake pedal when it's engaged. However, up here I did skip the center stack. Just a lot of things to go through up here. We have some your four-way hazards. We also have our safety features. We could turn those on and off quickly with that one button right there. We also have a CD player right over here with your 8 presets, so physical buttons for the presets, which is very good to see. We have a volume knob over here, mode, band, all that good stuff. Down here we have a dual zone automatic climate control, which is pretty awesome. We see that we have our quick access defrosters over here. Your temperatures are located on both of these knobs. We have 3-stage heated seats for both the driver and passenger. Fan speeds over here, and then your different modes are right here. We also have our AC, whatnot over here. The recycling as well. Really cool design coming from the back of the center console there. Back to the rotary controller over here. It's all lined with this nice soft leather and stitching. But taking a look over here, we have a nice, pretty good sized center armrest. You can definitely share it with your passenger. There's kind of 2 levels to this. If we pick it up, we can lift it up like that, and there's a little bit of storage. And we can also just pick the whole console up, and we have this nice open storage over here with a USB inlet. And the bottom is rubber lined, so whatever you put in there isn't going to slip around too much. And you can also adjust the height of the armrest right over here too. Taking a look up here, we have our mirror with a compass, and we also have 3 buttons up here for our garage door home links. Taking a look up here, we have some lights, a big spotlight, and then we also have just 2 smaller lights up there. We have some controls for emergency buttons and whatnot. And we also have our panoramic sunroof controls, which go ahead and open that up. As you can see, the shade is closed right now, but it still lets in a little bit of light. Opening that up will reveal the full panoramic sunroof. You could either vent it up by just pressing the button in, like so, or you can just put the whole roof right on back to get the full amount of air in. As you can see, a fabric wind deflector pops up, which reduces wind buffeting. And we can close that up, and I'm going to leave this open so that you can see what it looks like from the rear cabin. As you can see up here, we have a pretty nice black headliner. We also have some pretty cool visors with a mirror and a light, card holder in there as well, and a grab handle up here too. That pretty much does it for the front portion of this car here. For the next portion of the video, let's go ahead and grab the keys so we can lock ourselves out. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at how much room we have back there. And just as a little disclaimer, I have adjusted my seat to a normal driving position for myself. I'm around 5'10", just so we get a better perspective of how much legroom we have back there. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so as far as materials on the door here, it's pretty much the same as up front. So soft touch over here, hard touch down here, and leather over here. The nice piano trim, your door handle, a little speaker back here, and then some storage down there with a cup holder, and obviously your window switch. Pretty neat design for the bottom cushion of the rear bench seat. You can also flip up these headrests like so if you need more support back there. But pretty nice seats back here with the perforation and the stitching. Let's go ahead and see how much room we have back here. So again, I'm 5'10", and me sitting behind myself, I have about, I'd say, 1.5 inches, 2 inches of leg room, which is pretty good. Pretty good looking interior if you ask me. Back here we have some ventilation, 12-volt power outlet as well. And the center does have a pretty big hump, so you're going to have to straddle that if you're a central passenger back here. And just looking around, maybe notice the ambient lighting back here, which is really cool. As you can see, it's illuminating orange right now. There's a little light strip right underneath here and right on top of there. Really awesome looking. And the panoramic sunroof continues pretty good back here. It's not fully back, but it comes back far enough. There's some lighting back here, some handles and a coat hook. We also have a fold down armrest, nice softly padded, and you also have some hidden cup holders that you can hide away. That pretty much does it for back here. Let's go ahead and check out the front passenger space. So the passenger door is a lot like the driver's as far as the design and materials go. Just a few less buttons, that's all. You have the window switch and the lock unlock. That's pretty much it for buttons on the passenger door. But the passenger is treated to the same power adjustments as the driver's. All they do is lose the memory. So again, you get the four-way lumbar support and the side bolstering adjustments. Still get the adjustable thigh support too, which is awesome to see. Again, very nice details to the seat as well. The passenger also has this little grab handle right here, which is pretty cool. We have a lockable glove compartment, which actually goes in quite a ways. It's pretty large, as you can see. And it's rubber at the bottom, so again, whatever you put in there isn't really going to move around a whole lot. Next, let's go ahead and see what lies underneath the hatch of the new X2. Okay, so a pretty neat thing that I actually just found out about the X2. I didn't even know it had this feature until I was working with this car in person. But the way you open the trunk from the back is you actually just press the button, the BMW symbol, inward like this from the top. It'll release the trunk and it'll lift it right on up, which is pretty awesome. Now obviously you can pop the trunk from the key and from the inside too, but that's the coolest way in my opinion. Pretty good amount of space back here though. You can obviously fold down the seats. As you can see, the creases, you can fold it down 40, 20, 40. You have some lighting back here. You also have a 12-volt power outlet back here, which is pretty awesome. Some grocery bag hangers. You also have your carpeted floor mats back here, and then this is your, I believe that's your front license plate frame. And if we lift this up, you have even more storage underneath the floor. These nice stainless steel guards back here, which look really good. Then you also have a cargo cover, which you could remove from those two pins right there. And that pretty much does it. If you want to close the trunk, you just press this button. If you want to close the trunk and lock all the doors, you press that button. For now, I'm just going to close the trunk. Alright, so opening the lid to the 16.1 gallon fuel tank. According to the window sticker and according to the EPA, you will be getting right around 21 miles per gallon in the city and 31 on the highway, which is not too bad for an all-wheel drive crossover there. And it does require the mid-grade 89 octane fuel. And if you're wondering what this little blank spot there, that's for diesel exhaust fluid. If you got the diesel engine, obviously they don't offer a diesel here in the United States. That's obviously for the overseas car. Now, to end this video, I hope you have enjoyed your time with the BMW X2, because I know I certainly have. And I hope you stay with us for future in-depth reviews on more BMWs and all kinds of cars.